Welcome to the Upkeep for Monday, November 16th, 2020.
That's right. It's all of the magic news you need in 10 minutes or less.
The big news from this past weekend, other than we all have to lock ourselves in our homes once again, even more than we already were, is that the Magic Online Championship happened.
That's right. Also known as the MOX. It was a mix of Pioneer, Modern, and Vintage Cube.
Yeah, it was wild. I worked this event doing interviews and stuff, and just a real delight to see Vintage Cube in competitive play again, and also Modern and Pioneer, which I, to be honest, have not thought about.
Nope.
Since this whole thing started.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Like, seriously, I mean, gosh, yeah, because Pioneer was all the rage right before the pandemic.
But there were so many in-person events, and we all know what happened to those.
So Michael Jacob actually took down the whole thing, old school player. He's actually had a Magic Online account since the very first day you could ever have one.
That's amazing.
And a popular streamer, he's also a former national champion, defeated Logan Nettles in the finals. Logan Nettles, I call him Mr. Magic Online because that's what he's known for. He's qualified for the MOX now 4 times.
That's absurd.
Came in second place. The other top 4 were Oliver Tu and Moti Kuisma. He told me how to say his name. Moti, not Maddie. Moti Kuisma. Michael Jacob wins a cool $50,000. Says he wants to use the money for a down payment on a house, upgrade his streaming computer setup and his internet, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
His Modern deck was Celestia Heliod combo.
Oh, with Walking Ballista.
With Walking Ballista, yep. So,
spicy.
That infinite life gain nightmare came into play in a pretty social way. I'm sure you heard about it over the past weekend with Oliver too. And his Pioneer deck was mono green Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting story here. He actually 0-3'd one of the Vintage Cube drafts because he hates Vintage Cube and had only ever played it 3 times before, but he chose his 2 decks specifically because he's like, if I make it to the top 4, it means that I've somehow escaped Vintage Cube. He 3-0'd one of the other drafts, and so I'm gonna choose decks where I don't have to be on the play to win because I expect to be the lower seed.
Wow,
Isn't that so interesting?
That is super interesting.
Yeah, so took the whole thing down. Other interesting decks that we saw during this weekend was Oops All Spells with no lands.
What?
No lands whatsoever.
Oh.
It's because they're playing those dual face cards.
Wow.
The new modal double face cards. In Pioneer and Modern, that deck exists. And a cool Orzhov Auras deck in Pioneer, which I am partial to.
Nice. This was the last MOX ever in its current form.
Yes.
In 2 weeks, you can tune in to see the debut? Oh my goodness, sure. Debut of the new Magic Online Championship Showcase, which is moving from a single annual event to 3 championship showcases per year. The first one up is Zendikar Rising Draft and Modern with a $70,000 prize pool. And that's Saturday the 28th. And you and Alias V are calling the draft.
I know, I'm so excited. I haven't called the draft in so many years.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked, and seeing Zendikar Rising Draft at the highest level of play will be really awesome because it's been a hot second since we've been able to see draft up there in the upper echelons.
No kidding. Next up, the WotC holiday card is here. It is super cute. It's called Top Deck the Halls.
I love it. It's got a little gingerbread person hung among the Christmas tree lights.
Yes, it's 3 red and white for an enchantment. Decorated cards in your hand have Miracle and Snow. Wait, what?
The miracle cost is snow.
Snow, that's right. I was like, wait, what's going on here? Decorated cards include premiums, promos, and cards with alternate frames or art.
I love it.
At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 12 or more decorated permanents, you win the game.
This is so cool.
Cute.
Wizards releases one of these every year and gives them out to people who have helped out with the company, contractors, people who work for the company. So if you're lucky enough to be one of those people, you'll get one of these cards.
Nice. We also have an Arena State of the Game. Kaladesh Remastered is live on Arena as of last Thursday. Unlike Amonkhet Remastered, which included a couple of cards that were outside the original set, Sculpting Steel is the only card added that was not in the original.
Oh, interesting.
Remember to go into the store and get those free Kaladesh Remastered basic lands if you want them. And you can also use the code TRYKALADESH, no space, capital T, capital K, for a free booster.
Yeah, you can play Kaladesh in sealed. You can do a traditional draft. You can do a premier draft, all available. There's also something super cool coming up that I'm very excited for, which is a draft challenge, which will run November 28th through December 1st. And this is something that people have been asking for, like those it's basically like the draft version of an Arena Open.
Yes. So you can play to 6 wins or 2 losses. It's best of 3 matches. It's 3,000 gems or 15,000 gold, and prizes are in gold and boosters up to 20,000 gold and 40 boosters.
Wow.
For 6 wins.
Oh, I'm so excited to play this.
Yeah. Speaking of the Arena Open, though,
yes.
The next one is December 12th, and it's going to be historic constructed.
All right.
Yes.
I'm excited for this.
Yep.
I've been trying out a fun little Boggle historic deck to the surprise
Maria.
of nobody.
Nice. The Historic Brawl Festival is coming November 20th. That's 2,500 gold or 500 gems to play as much as you want. And if you're like, I don't want to pay to play Historic Brawl, in early January, there will be another general play queue, which will be free.
The next update on Arena coming to mobile, we're all sitting on the edge of our seats here, will be coming in January. They're going to release an updated timeline of when they think they're going to be able to release this on mobile around the time that we start hearing more about Call Time, the next Magic set.
And let's not forget that you almost just said January.
January. It's like June and January had a beautiful child that didn't know what temperature it was.
Yes. If you are wondering how to qualify for Premier Play events and organized play, Jess Estephan wrote an article that you can use to follow along with this season or qualify for Rivals and MPL next year.
Yeah, I know organized play can seem super confusing, and in fact, it is. There's a lot of moving parts, and it's changed a lot over the past couple of years. And if you're like, oh, I just want to know what's going on, or I want a chance to qualify, she's got this great article out that lists very clearly your path to becoming a Rivals member or whatever you want to accomplish, or how to follow along at home and make sense of what everybody's winning, what each tournament means. We'll put a link to it in the show notes for this episode or underneath this video if you want to check it out, and you really should.
And last up, Rebecca Guay has a new Kickstarter.
Oh, so good.
It's so good. It's for a book of her art, including both fine art and magic card art. It includes all the paintings from 2014 to 2020, as well as over 20 new sketchbook pieces from early MTG projects that she recently found.
This is so cool. I love her art so much. And you can get rewards on the Kickstarter, stuff like masks, playmats, puzzles, prints, and card proofs with sketches.
Yes.
Once again, link to that in the show notes for this episode.
Including one of them is for like a card proof of Channel with a sketch on the back.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Magic artists for sure. Check out that Kickstarter if that interests you. Well, that's all the Magic news we have for this week. You can check out our full-length podcast. It's called Good Luck High Five, available wherever you get your podcasts. And you can support this show, all of our other shows, everything we do. In fact, we've got a new Commander video with the pre-cons coming out on our YouTube channel on Friday.
You can definitively see which one is better.
So check that out. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/goodluckhighfive. Subscribe and ding the bell for updates. And check us out on Patreon too, patreon.com/GLHFMagic.